I will hit record sooner rather than later so that I don't forget, and you guys can always edit out all the BS talk in the beginning. But how's everybody doing? I'm up here actually at my lake house in Show Low, Arizona, so it's a little bit chilly. It's snowing outside, but we came up here for the week, so we're enjoying some family time for the holidays. And tomorrow's my husband's birthday, and then we have New Year's. So literally back to back end of year celebrations over here. Okay, so I know Sean wanted me to kick off and tell you guys a little bit about Investor Harvest. I assume, guys, I have free reign, right? I can share my screen and do whatever I want.
Just yes, you do.
Thumbs up, Roger. Okay, great. All right, so for anyone who hasn't heard, Sean, Roger, Jake, and I have all come together to launch a new program called Investor Harvest. We are all four of us kind of founding members and want to share all of our knowledge with you guys about real estate investing. Jake, don't even say anything about my 17 screens that I have up right now, because I know he's going to look up and he's going to be like, why all the tabs, Marie? So I just want to share the website and a little bit about Investor Harvest and what we're really trying to bring to you guys. So a lot of us are a part of all these different real estate courses and have been part of programs with different gurus and all this kind of stuff. And I think most of us join because we want maybe access to those gurus and their knowledge and all these things. And we see them build up these big followings. They have so many people join the program, and most of the people aren't really getting out of it or actually participating. And I know that you guys know I'm a New Yorker and Sean's a Marine. And I'll say the one thing that New Yorkers and Marines have in common is like, we don't BS, right? We tell you how it is. Might curse a little bit too much for people, but we take action and we get shit done, literally. So as we launch this program 2023, we're super excited about it. But the idea behind Investor Harvest is, you know, plant, grow, and profit. And honestly, Roger, I know that you said you were going to keep yourself muted, but I'd love for you to unmute for a minute and just kind of give everyone the background, the vision of how you came up with this name, because this is really your baby in that sense.
Well, thanks for that, Marie. So if you guys hear a couple kids in the background, they're running around, jumping around and everything. So I apologize for that. But just a quick background on this whole thing. Sean and I have been now going on our third year, something like that, with Top Results Consulting and REI Toolbox. And we're always studying the people that we're helping, the struggles, even with us, right? What we're going through as business owners. And it seems like we're all going through the same struggles. And one of the things that always comes up is basically, you know, is this a hobby or is this a business, right? What are you doing exactly? And not only that, to Marie's point, we meet a lot of people that are part, including ourselves, right? A lot of groups, a lot of gurus that we follow, but there's the action factor. And sometimes is a lot of stuff that's being taught is very high level. It's like already the success story, right? Where you should be. But there's a middle part and a bottom part where we have to start, get to that middle and keep going further. So when I started thinking about this and just taking what Sean was feeding me in my head, I mean, I've been part of a lot of the stuff that I've learned from him on his masterminds, just kind of thinking. I was like, man, we already offer a piece of the pie. I was just telling Bob this, is like, we offer the piece of the pie of the digital side, but there's an entire business side. And there's some really, really good minds in our own little group that we have, right? And that's when we started kind of looking, and we've been talking a lot and working very closely with Marie and Jake. And that's where the entire Investor Harvest starts. Like, that is the missing piece right now that we feel can really help our groups, right? It's like, we can always offer the digital side, but I think that business side, how to really take for that hobby, or maybe a business that you truly are treating like a business, but you can't grow it, right? You can't figure that out. Well, you just might need the right minds in place, right? People in place to help you do that. And sometimes we lack those resources, those contacts. And this is what Investor Harvest is all about. And that's why we're kind of really positioning this platform and the people that we're putting together and partnering with, because it's not only going to be us three, there's going to be more people probably that we connect with and expose you guys to, but we want to make sure that you have that business foundational part. Bob, I was just talking to Bob. He's a one-man show. He's going to need people when a deal comes in to walk them through or help them through that process, because you don't have an entire team for acquisitions or negotiation, things like that, right? So that's kind of part of this whole program to try to come position everybody to succeed in those situations. So I'll leave it at that, Marie. I'll let you kind of take it from there.
Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, our thinking is, there's so many gurus out there. They can teach you how to wholesale a property, how to be a private money lender, how to do all of the tricks, right? But there's not a lot that are really teaching you how to grow and go from being that solopreneur like Bob in this case to really being a CEO and being an entrepreneur and putting the right systems and processes in place to grow your business. So with Investor Harvest, that's really where we want to focus on, helping you guys grow. And then obviously we all want to profit, right? So this is kind of like our little motto right here, Investor Harvest: plant, grow, and profit. There's
Can
Yep,
I chime in on that real quick?
of course.
So I've told this story to a couple of you guys. I don't really know who's all on the call, so I apologize if you're all on and heard this. But one thing that shifted, you guys know, I got started in real estate in 2011. I was the Bob of the group. It was me. I remember I was just back at home actually last week. And I drove by and I pointed out to Deanna, I said, that was my first office above a motorcycle shop. Imagine trying to take a seller call while they're working on motorcycles underneath you. And I used to call it the closet because my office was literally the size of like a broom closet. And I was the one-man operation. Fast forward from 2011 to 2019, when I actually truly exited a real estate business. If you don't know what that means, it means somebody paid me to have my company. They paid me for the database. They paid me for the systems. They paid me for the team that we had built. So going from that one-man operation to what turned into being an exit, and I wasn't planning on that, it just kind of landed in our lap. There's a lot that goes into that piece. And you guys have seen some of my posts as of late. It's my pet peeve with some of the gurus out there. They don't actually teach you how to build it as a business. They teach you how to do real estate from a hobbyist mentality, from a how to do, right? The technical side. They preach E-Myth, which is be a technician, move your way to manager, become the entrepreneur. But I would actually challenge, how many guys actually know what it takes to actually be a CEO, or what it takes to be a COO of your company, or how to build in the actual structure behind it? So when Marie talks about plant, grow, profit, we're not just talking about planting a system or planting the McDonald's side of your business. We're talking about planting the actual structure, that whether you have aspirations to sell someday, or whether you just have aspirations to build this massive company, or you have aspirations to just be, you and 4 other people and enjoy life, whatever that is, we want to help you plant that, but then really help you grow it. Because until you grow, you can't truly have profit. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So we are going to live by that. It's something that Roger and I have lived by with, Top Results Consulting, REI Toolbox. Roger, I'm going to correct you on that. We're starting our 4th year in this journey. It's blown by pretty fast. And we're still, to this day, even though we're a digital agency on that side, to what Roger was saying, we experience the same problems that Bob, and I keep hating to pick on you, but we used you there. Bob, the solopreneur, Chris, Sal, I think you guys are on the call, right? 2-man operation. There's a couple of you guys that are kind of in that fold where maybe you've got some team. Well, guess what? We're still experiencing the exact same problems. And all that's different is the industry. So that's why we've actually brought Marie and Jake into this, because it needs to be more than just me. It needs to be more than just Roger or just Marie. And it's going to continue to expand and grow. But as REI Toolbox and TRC members, we wanted to open that, extend that hand, so to say, to you guys first before we kind of go to the masses with this. So I'll shut up now and let you take it back, Marie. Hopefully it all made sense.
Yeah. So you know, another thing is there are so many gurus that I feel like do teach you like the basics, and then you see like they're not even doing the basics anymore. They're, you know, going on to syndications and these other big deals and all this other things. And I feel like they forget what it's like to be doing the day-to-day grind. And definitely I can say that Jake and I are in that everyday grind. So it's a little bit more relatable, right? And we're still in the trenches coming up with you guys. So that's really what we bring to the table. Some of the benefits of the program in general that I just want to point out is, you know, we're going to have a whole resource library. So similar things that you've seen with other programs, an offer generator, a marketing map, which I think is key, like an actual printed, you know, 3-foot by 3-foot map that you can put on your wall. A lot of places tell you to get it. Not a lot of people actually do, but it makes a big difference when you want to look at zip codes and specific neighborhoods in your area. Obviously purchase and sales agreements, all that kind of stuff. All of the founding members will have discounts on all of our future live events. And we're planning one first quarter 2023. We will have dedicated one-on-one coaching calls with me, Sean, Jake. We're also going to have a 911 emergency hotline, which I think will come into play a lot for people, because sometimes it's like, oh, great, I have a coaching call, but it's not scheduled until next week. But I have this deal that just came across my desk and I need help analyzing it right now. I need to be able to speak to someone. So we are going to have a 911 kind of emergency hotline for that. And then monthly webinars, boot camp style. We're going to be coming to you every month, teaching you different topics, and then the member directory. Before I move on, can I stop sharing? And Jake, just because we talked about some of the tools, do you want to jump in here and show them the deal automator?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the offer automator. Hey, what's going on, guys? I just want to say, just like everybody else has said, we're really excited about this. I myself am excited to be a part of it and to help everybody else kind of, you know, get through some of the early struggles that a lot of people get hung up with. And that was kind of the motivation for me to create this offer automator, right? So let me share my screen.
Before you share that, give everybody a quick backstory on just yourself.
You know,
a lot of people know that you and Marie partnered up, but
I know
a little bit of your background.
Wait, before you even do that, I thank you, Sean, for saying that, because I was just thinking, I was like, you know what? I was like, I got to give Jake a better intro than that, because not everybody knows Jake so well. So I will definitely let you introduce yourself. But just so people know my perspective on Jake real quick.
Oh boy.
I know, he's like, uh-oh, what's Marie gonna say? So we met September of 2021, so a little bit over a year ago at a boot camp. We instantly kind of hit it off. I kind of stalked him, just so you know, because I knew he was in like a low price point market, which is not what I'm used to in Phoenix. But also he is military background, was already, as soon as I met him, he was like, oh yeah, I hired a VA, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I don't know like 100% what I'm doing, but I'm hiring and growing. And he was in that growth mindset already. And that's what attracted me to Jake. So I just want everyone to know that, like, I mean, I think it's, again, like the military thing. It was like SOPs, standard procedures. I got to hire, I got to let people help me do this. And you know, at that time too, you just had your first baby,
Yep.
right? So I couldn't believe his wife let him off to a boot camp. He's had his second baby, guys. So he's got 2 under 2 right now. But anyway, that was my first impression of Jake. He was just like, no nonsense. He was all in real estate. And he was like, I'm hiring and going to make things happen. So with that, we also partnered right after that. We started working together. He wholesaled me 4 properties within 6 months. And then we partnered up a while back and started our own business. Okay, now you can do your own spiel.
Okay, thanks. And disclaimer, I'm starting to get a little sick, so I do have a cough drop in. Sorry if it's hard to understand me. but yeah, I mean, pretty much Marie hit it on the head. I got out of the Army, September 21, dove into real estate, did, some education through some different programs, and just went full time. We hadn't done our first deal yet, but I knew that this was going to be, where I was going to devote myself to. And yeah, that military background, I'm so used to delegation and having that team and building people up to achieve, the success in the mission. That was very clear to me early on that I needed help. I needed a team helping me get to where I needed to go. As Marie said, she stalked me, hit me up. Actually, we played a game of pool. We started out our relationship professionally by a game of pool, and then it just blossomed into a fantastic business partnership. I would say, we've done a lot with Allure Homes in a short amount of time, and that as well I can attribute to our team and the way we've been able to outsource a lot of our tasks, and that delegation. And that wouldn't be possible without rigid systems in place, and tools that allow us to have complete faith and trust that the way that we want things done is going to be done by our team. So with that being said, I'm going to share our offer automator. And this is one of the tools that really allows that trust in your team, and for you to really step into that entrepreneur role where you can kind of let go of some of the entry level stuff, and that being analyzing your deals and then knowing how to make an offer. So pull this up here. Let me know if you guys can see this. You guys see it? Okay, awesome. So this document it's pretty cool, in my opinion. I mean, obviously I'm biased because I created it, but basically, everything in real estate, right? It starts with your comps. You got to know your comps when you're evaluating a property, really before you go anywhere, right? So this offer automator, you take your subject property, you input some data on your 3 comps. You want to go for 3 each time, right? And I'm not going to go so granular into like teaching people how to do this, because I feel like a lot of you guys probably already know how to pull comps. So I'm going to focus more on the features of this, and why it allows you to automate this part of your business, right? So let's say, Bob, I'll use you as an example again. You get your first VA. Something that I struggled with was, how do I know that my VA is going to be able to take a call, analyze the deal, and then make an offer? Because that's what I wanted. I knew I couldn't spend every minute on the phone with all these sellers. So they, or you could, Bob, hire that VA, have them use this document, right? They input the data from the comps, and there's some stuff in here that's condition based, so they know like it can't work. So for instance, distance from the subject property. If a team member comes in here and they're like, this property is 1.2 miles away, it's going to pop up red, right? They know they can't use that comp. It has to be somewhere, point, it'll automate green if it's within 0.04 miles, and so on and so forth, to 0.7, anywhere from 0.5 I think to 1 mile away will populate as yellow. But just a small control measure, right, to immediately eliminate a comp. They know they can't use that one. And then as they're going through here, looking at some of the other aspects of their comps and everything, there's drop down here, which allows them to compare, if you're looking at like neighborhood or traffic in the area, they can kind of grade it as they go with a letter system. You could use numbers, kind of however it works specifically for you best, as long as your team is consistent, right, along the same consistency in all of their evaluations. And then what you can do here is tally up all of these differences, right? And you'll get a post adjustment ARV from all of your comps, or rather your team member will, because you're busy doing other stuff, making more money for your business. Once they get that post adjustment ARV, this is where kind of the magic happens for the offer automator. So it's going to average out your ARVs. You're going to input your estimated repairs based off of, they're sending photos to your VA or your team member or the reported condition. Obviously, you'll have to go back and verify, but you're kind of going off of what you can gather at this point. And then through however you're gathering your long-term or short-term income estimates, those go in here as well. And then from there, you pick your exit strategy, right? So we're doing a lot of wholesaling with Allure Homes, but we have some other exit strategies as well. So right here, let's say I want to look at this as an actual fix and flip, right? So it's going to tell me that my maximum cash offer with a simple Mayo formula is 127,303. Now that Mayo formula, you can kind of customize based on your market. And this is basically just based off of the traditional Mayo formula of ARV times 0.7 minus repairs, right? If that doesn't work in your market, you can just modify the formula up here. But what's interesting about this is if you just want to focus on wholesale deals or give your team the flexibility of evaluating it in different ways, you can turn it into a wholesale deal up here. It's going to take that ARV formula, and instead of multiplying it by 0.7, you're going to now multiply it by 0.6, which allows you to build in a 10% profit. So right there, that if your team locks this up for 105,000, immediately you can push it out at 0.7 and build in 10% profit on the deal without ever having to review this thing. And then down here, we have a little bit more of a further analysis if you wanted to do like a fix and flip. So just looking at a random example of 123 Main Street, Jane Doe Lane, and High Speed Avenue here, we can see that we're going to make about $27,000 as a flip. As wholesale, 51. So right here, it's going to make more sense for your team to evaluate this as a wholesale, but you do have the option of looking at it from a different perspective. And all you have to do is just tell your team what your exit strategies are or what your main focuses are for the quarter, if you want to acquire more rental properties or if you just want to focus on wholesaling. So that's a kind of a quick rundown of this thing. Does anybody have any questions or anything specific they want to ask about it?
Something to note on that, though, that when you guys get into the Investor Harvest program, Jake and myself are going to be working on getting a pretty elaborate, in-depth training course just on this document alone.
Absolutely.
We're going to be shooting some different trainings, how to fill it out, how to gather this information, different scenarios, kind of playing some different stuff. I know Jake's planning on shooting some recordings, actually evaluating true deals that he's working on right now. So you guys will get when you become a member in the Investor Harvest program, you're going to be getting a lot of hands-on stuff. And then also through those coaching calls, the 911 calls, that kind of stuff. These are the things that Jake, myself, Marie, we're going to be kind of using to help you evaluate, but B, kind of nail down some different processes inside your business for you.
Yep. Yeah, and that's just one tool. I mean, there's going to be several other tools and things that we offer to you guys. It's just something that Jake worked on and we figured we wanted to share to you. And again, anyone who's a founding member, any new tools that we add, you guys will all have access to. So there'll be new tools coming out.
Victor did have a question. I saw it pop up in the chat. I don't know if you guys can see that. Does changing the hold time change the figures for the Mayo? I think changing the hold time just changes your ROI. I don't think it changes the Mayo formula.
Correct. So for right now, changing the holding time will reflect in your ROI for if you were going to flip the property, but for the acquisition strategy, no, it doesn't affect that right now.
So, all right, what else do we got to cover today? I know that I just want to mention there were some issues with the form on the website. So if anyone did try and go sign up on the form and there were some issues getting access or becoming a member of Investor Harvest, just let me or Sean know. but I think we've taken care of it, Sean, right? So hopefully there's no issues moving forward, but
Yeah, it seems to be fixed, and everybody on the development side, I think we've got the bug worked out. But in case you guys are having, what the issue was is if you try to register and you get a fingerprint required error, please just ping me and let me know. For some reason, something on the order form inside of our Lead Vault account was triggering that, and I think we got that bug worked out.
fingerprint required, was that like for the old school, iPhones fingerprint required? That's great. Even those that they don't even require fingerprints anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what we never get nailed down exactly what was popping that code, but for some reason, some of you guys were getting it, some of you guys were not. So yeah, if you happen to try to register and it pops that, just shoot me a message. We'll see what's going on your end. And there's other ways that we can even manually get you set up if we can't figure out why it's popping for you.
Nice.
But one thing I will throw out, we are limiting, if you guys saw the post, we are limiting the founding member piece of it. It is really just something that we're putting out in front of this group here. I know Marie's going to be putting it out in front of some of her people in the Phoenix area and that kind of stuff, but we are limiting the number of people that are in this founding member program. So if you're at all considering it, now's the time to take action on that, because once we hit the number that we're happy with in that and feel comfortable really kind of pouring everything into, we are going to be changing the program a little bit, and you'll never see that founding member opportunity again. That's why it's called founding member.
Right. Yeah, and just to recap, guys, I mean, we're going to have the member directory. We're also going to have a Discord channel. So I don't know if everyone on the call is familiar with Discord, but we're kind of seeing that these Facebook groups aren't getting as much activity as they used to, right? People just aren't getting in there and kind of sharing. So we will have a Discord channel. It's basically like Slack. It's another app, Bob, that you'll download on your phone. Discord, I know, but it will be, he's like, what is Discord? So it's an app. You can put it on your desktop, you can put it on your phone, and it will allow you guys to freely chat, send messages. Engagement on that seems to be a lot higher and a lot better than Facebook groups nowadays. So that's going to be our main community membership activities. So if you guys that are founding members already need help getting on Discord, reach out. You can figure it out. I promise, Lauren. It's very, very easy. Lauren's like, I won't be able to figure it out. No, it's super simple text style platform. I see Chris shaking his head. He's like, it's super easy, right, Chris? Chris, unmute.
Yeah,
it's
pretty easy. No, I told him about it today. He was like, what the hell is Discord? I was like, let me show you.
See, I'm with Sal. Sal and I are friends. Chris, you're with her.
And we will show you step by step and make it super easy, I promise. And you don't have to get on it if you don't want to, but it will be a place where everyone in the community can actively share tips, tricks, questions. Roger, maybe look, it says Roger, show us the way. Maybe they want Roger to show them Discord real quick. I mean, I can pull it up on my computer if you guys want me to share the screen and show you what
If we need to make,
it's already a task. It's
video.
already a task on Roger's to-do list to shoot a Loom and show you guys how to, once we send out the link for those that are in there.
Marie, I apologize. I had to take a text message. I've got a closing tomorrow, but did you say is there a monthly fee or is it an annual? How's the fee work? I don't know if you went over that.
I did not go over that yet.
Okay.
So for the founding members, it's $47 a month, and that is going to be locked in, guaranteed moving forward. For founding members, we will bump that price up. We've talked about, 100 people. Once we get more than 100 people, we'll probably bump that up. Might be more, might be less, but we really want to be able to give you guys as much access to us as possible, as much access to our tools, and start really focusing on doing live events together too. So
On the live event, On the live event side, if you guys want, write down the dates, February 21st to the 23rd. That is going to be the first Investor Harvest event. It's going to be in conjunction with an REI Toolbox marketing workshop pre that event on the 21st. Investor Harvest is going to be more on the 22nd, 23rd. Founding members, you're going to have 100% access to that for free. So there's no charge on the very first event, but then going forward, there will be a founder member price for any events that we run compared to just a general member.
Is this mainly just for single family?
No, all variations of real estate. Marie's got a ton of expertise in some areas of real estate. I've got a ton in different areas. And then something that we're actively working on is finding other individuals that we can bring into the mix that have special niche focuses in there as well.
Okay, 'cause on the investment side, I normally deal in mobile home parks.
And that's we'll be looking at you guys. When I say you guys, we're really going to be looking at our founding members to kind of help shape the future of the program. It's something else that I believe 100% in. Is the program should be there to support the members, not support the owners of the program. If you guys are getting success, that's the end goal, and that's what we're striving for. So as things are coming up, as the real estate market shifts, as your models shift, these type of things, we're going to be really leaning on you guys to be open with us and share, hey, I really need some help in this area, because if we can't help you, we want to be able to go and find where that help can come from.
Was there supposed to be an email about this, or is this the first invite kind of thing?
It's been a first invite. I put a post up in our Facebook, the REI Toolbox Facebook group. That's the first group that we've opened this up to. I will be sending out an email sometime next week to a little bit larger database. And then, like I said, we're going to be expanding this to Marie's group in Phoenix and some other areas. But once we feel like we've got enough founding members to the point where we can't fulfill to the level we want with the founding members, we will shut that off and just go to a general membership at that point.
Okay, that means I need to sign into Facebook.
Which that comment right there is exactly why this community group is going to be inside of Discord, because Discord is a simple app that is on your phone, very easy to turn off notifications if you don't want to hear it. And for those of you that have used those type of things in the past, it's a way better experience, in my opinion, than dealing with Facebook groups and all that kind of crap.
Yeah. So Dominique, I'm glad you have Discord. She's like, I got it.
Yeah, I'm in another investing group on Discord also. Of course, I also have Mighty Networks and another one too. Yeah.
Good. But yeah, I love even what you picked up on, Sean. She's like, wait, that means I got to sign into Facebook. Nobody's using it anymore. Chris did have a comment, Sean, and we haven't really discussed it, but is the Investor Harvest membership going to be per person or per company? So we haven't really discussed that.
No, we didn't. For founding members, I'm okay with it being, if it's a two-man operation, you and your business partner under that one membership. But once we go to a general membership, I will pretty much guarantee it is going to be a per person general membership at that point, just because of what we're trying to do and the resources that we want to be able to provide. It's going to be really hard to do it as a combined thing. But for our founding members, Chris, your dad already signed up, and it's got you and him on it. So for founding members, I'm okay with that.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we wanted to check, see if we had to get a separate one.
Yeah, the only thing that I would think, Chris, is really for live events, aside from the first one, because that one's free, but like future live events, you'd each get the discount, but you'd pay separately.
Correct.
Sounds good. All good.
So yeah, and I know we have, let me say congratulations to Chris and Sal for being founding members. I know James is also a founding member that's on the call right now. So congratulations and welcome. I'm so excited to start this journey with you.
There's a few others, I don't know if they're on the call or not. There's been a handful that have already taken action, which, as Marie opened up the call, that's what we love, action. So congrats to those that have. I don't know who is or who isn't on the call.
Yep, Bob just said he just finished, so great job, guys. Yeah, I mean, that's really what we're focused on, is we want to make sure everyone in the group is taking action. And if there's an issue, that's why we have the 911 line. You guys can get in touch with us right away. If you just need a kick in the butt, or if you need help, that's what we're here for. So we want to make sure everyone is taking action. I feel like, is that like a military term, like no man left behind? Like we're here to help bring you guys. I just pretend I know military terms because I hang with Jake and Sean all the time, just so you guys know. But like, we want to make sure that everyone that's in this program is succeeding. That is really our goal, is just to give back into the community as much as possible.
Hey, Marie, I have a question for you. You're in Pace Morby's program, right?
Yes.
So subject to and seller financing, or just sub two?
So well, the name of the group is sub 2, but they
Do you also do seller financing is my question. Sorry.
Yes. Yes. Yep. And we're putting that, some of that into our deal analyzers as well, that we want to offer to you guys, how to really analyze those deals. Jake and I have closed on seller finance sub 2 and hybrid, a mix of both seller finance and sub 2 in the same deal. So those tips and tricks we definitely want to pass on to you guys.
Yeah, and just touching on that, so the offer automator, you know, and the deal analyzer, this is V1. You know, obviously this program's just starting out. There are going to be updates to that, and we'll appropriately label them. I know one of the frustrations that I personally have with some of the other programs is that, you know, they'll come out with all these new updates, but everything is just like the same name. So you don't know if you have like the newest version of all this stuff. But yeah, there'll be, you know, V1, V2 and everything. And as we expand to meet the needs of the members, that'll evolve with that as well.
All right. Is there any other? Yeah, I see Bob signed up. Okay. I was like, I got an alert on my phone. Bob Keane signed up for Investor Harvest.
Where's the first event? Just out of curiosity.
California.
It will be, yeah, it'll be out at the REI Toolbox office in Los Angeles. I'll be sending a lot of information for those that are getting signed up, probably the first part of next week as we kick off the year. So be on the lookout. Those of you guys that have signed up, be on the lookout for a bunch of emails coming out with the different resources, links, all that kind of stuff, details. And there will be a registration to get signed up for that event, because it's also going to be limited seating, unless we get a ton of you guys, and then I got to figure out a new location out there to do it in. That's all.
And those dates, February 21st to 23rd, I'll just throw that in the chat box just in case anybody missed that earlier. All right. Anything else, Roger? Anything else you want to share?
No, I think we're good for now. It's just since most of everybody on here is a REI Toolbox member. We're trying to kind of also, to Sean's point, it's going to be a combined event. So there are going to be some things we're going to start off with in regards to your digital marketing, everything that you have going on. And we're going to then basically marry those things, right? It's like now with the business side, what's going on? What are the challenges and everything like that? So I want to kind of keep everybody also kind of in tune in. This isn't a completely separate thing. It's just another piece of the pie. Again, I keep going back to that because that was one of the things that kind of hit me as I talk to a lot of you guys and the struggles that you have and what's missing in those business pieces, right? So I'm really excited to kind of put something together as we go through this process. And again, I'm working really closely with Marie and Jake and just looking at the whole pie. They have a lot of active different types of deals that are going out there. I get to talk to them and kind of really see the pain points of a lot of those other programs that are out there, along with Sean. I mean, we're looking at a lot of pieces. So I think that first event is going to be a bombshell all on its own, because we're going to put a lot of stuff out there. And I think we're also going to learn from you guys on what we're going to present on the next event. So I think this is going to be a really, really good one to open up, because there's going to be a lot of information, probably even a lot of information coming back to us, and a lot of masterminding on what this thing's going to essentially turn out to be. So exciting stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Roger. Yeah, I'm excited about the mastermind stuff. And just sharing, I think, you know, a lot of it is also mindset stuff, right? So, you know, I'll put Bob on the hot seat again, just because he teased me in the beginning that, you know, his NLP partner has to check in with him. But, you know, I've been certified in neurolinguistic programming and all that stuff. And I think that 80-90% of this is all mindset stuff. And so a lot of that type of coaching and thinking and ways of thinking and changing our ways of thinking as investors is definitely something that I'm going to be bringing to the table and just helping you guys kind of get out of your own comfort zone and get out of your own way and take whatever that next step is for your business. Because I think a lot of us, you know, we've heard of analysis paralysis and we have different fears and beliefs and different things that hold us back. So that's one thing that I really want to stress with you guys. And on our monthly calls, that's one of the topics that I will be presenting, right? Is kind of a lot of the mindset stuff and how do we get out of our own way. And I'm super excited. I mean, I've known Sean for years and Roger and now Jake, and I think the four of us each come kind of with our own areas of expertise. So the four of us kind of teamed up to bring you guys this program is just super, super exciting. So I'm very excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it. I hope everyone on this call takes the next step and joins the founding member package, because like Sean said, it's just not going to be available forever. So with that, I hope everyone has a great new year. I'm going to keep it open. We got plenty of time. I want to know if anybody has any questions.
If nobody has questions on Investor Harvest, I think Kim is on here. Maria was going to have you help show Kim a few things in LeadVault from an email marketing standpoint. But let's see if anybody has any questions from an Investor Harvest standpoint. If not, you can stop the recording and we'll work with Kim.
Okay. I was going to say questions going once, going twice. Sold. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording anyway, because then I know